Hi, I'm J.D. McGuire, owner of AINP Tactical. Some of you have seen my other how-to videos. Some of you may not know me. Well, you ain't missing much, but I want you to know that I'm covering a subject that I know about. I'm a factory certified armorer. I go to the factory every 3 years. It's one of the few things I really know. Tonight we're going to shoot a video on the 870 breech bolt. I'm going to cover the flex tab kit, 4N tube assemblies, stripping down the breech bolt, and even some upgrade parts. By the way, I got Jason Lefevre shooting the video, and I'm going to start with the flex tab conversion. Now, some of you have an older Wingmaster. You can tell if you have a non-flex tab system by looking at your carrier. Okay? And you're going to see a tab. Is that coming in, Jason?
Yeah, we're getting there.
Okay, you're going to see a tab cut in that carrier when you look at it. Now, if you're not the original owner of the gun, and you bought it used, maybe somebody just replaced the carrier. The flex tab conversion kit is 3 parts that they sell you, but 4 that you need. It is the carrier, a modern breech bolt, and a modern slide. And I'm going to go through how this works for you. Alright, Jason, you want to verify that that's empty?
It's empty.
Okay. I don't allow live ammo in my shop, but I don't take chances either. You want to verify that's a dummy round?
That's a dummy round.
Okay. Now, what happens with a non-flex tab gun is if you're loading it, and say you pull out your thumb or your finger, however you load too quick, and your shell latch is a little slow, the carrier can pop up, the breech bolt would be closed, and you get a shell jammed between the breech bolt and the carrier. On a non-flex tab gun, you now have one hell of a billy club in your hand, fellas. You have to throw it down and go to your secondary weapon. Okay? With the flex tab conversion, you can now rack this gun and clear it. Now I'm going to simulate that type of jam, okay, which I just did. Can you see the shell in there? There's a shell now jammed between this carrier and the breech bolt. Like I said, non-flex tab, that weapon's done, go to your secondary. However, with the flex tab conversion, you can rack this thing back and clear it. Okay? The shell that was in there would have come out, and you could have loaded this one, and now you're back shooting bad guys. And I'm going to show you how it works. Okay? If you have a non-flex tab 870, and if you're feeding shells into the tube, and the breech bolt is closed, and one pops out as you pull your thumb or finger out and jams between this carrier and the breech bolt, then you've got a jammed weapon. You're going to have to disassemble it. There's not enough clearance for you to rack the weapon back. With the flex tab system, this little tab cut into this carrier will give on the rim of the shell. Okay? It will press in right there, and it will just give slightly. The rest of the clearance is made up in the breech bolt. This is an old Wingmaster, old style breech bolt. Are you getting this right here, Jason?
Yeah.
See how you have all this material still in here? With the modern flex tab breech bolt, that material is removed. All these are new ones. And what that does is allows the rim of the shell to clear. Okay? Now if you watch and imagine this, we're upside down here. Now let me turn it right side up. As you come back over the rim of the shell with the non-flex tab, it hangs up right there. See, watch. Right there. But with a flex tab breech bolt, it clears. Why? because all this material is removed back. So if you have a jam, you can rack it back. Now if you go to gun forums, people will tell you you don't need the bolt, you don't need the carrier, this is all you need. And if you get a shell jammed in there, then you can stick your pocket knife in here and pry it and push it back in the tube and clear it. Okay, maybe on your dove gun, your quail gun. I build fighting shotguns, y'all. You need the flex tab conversion on an older Wingmaster if you intend to fight with it. The bad guy ain't going to start shooting while you disassemble the gun. Or if you take the advice of these clowns on the forum, he's not going to stop shooting while you sit here and try to get in this slot and pry that shell forward. With the flex tab, you can rack it and clear it. Now, that's one part of the flex tab conversion kit. Modern breech bolt's the other part. The third part's the modern slide. Now, I say a fourth part's needed. This is an old style 4-end tube assembly. This is an old, I'm sorry, am I going too far there, Jason?
Oh, you're fine.
This is an old style slide, okay? Well, this slide sits in here like this, all right? As you can see, you've got some wiggle room here. So, with a new, now, if you don't want to get a new 4-end tube assembly, this slide here is still going to work on the old 4-end tube assembly. You're just missing this extra notch right there. Because with this additional notch at the back of the carrier, right here, I'm sorry, I know my big hands are in the way. That gives you perfect stability for this slide as you're racking back and, oops, as you're racking it back, and this breech bolt is more stable, okay? So you definitely need, this is the flex tab kit if you're lucky enough to find one for sale. Brownells quit selling them. Remington will not sell them to you. The kit is LEO restricted at the kit price, but you can buy these three parts separately if you can't find the kit. $106, $21, maybe $18. You can see it's pretty pricey. The kit price, if you're smart, know where to look, about $110. 4-end tube assembly, $40. And your tube nut will fit these threads.